Okay, we're going to pick up here where we left off. And the first thing I wanted to share with you that I've added in the layer for It Takes Guts. Remember, that was just a little magazine cutout that I included. I went ahead and I applied an outline to it, and I'm not done with that. So I wanted to just share with you how I got it. It's in the layer style menu. You'll double click the layer, which brings up your layer style menu. Move it over so you can see what you're doing. The one I chose was stroke. What that does is it applies an outline to that entire everything on that layer. And so you can see it just went ahead and it outlined the rectangle. The color I chose is the same color that's already found in my text because I wanted to have some unity with color. You can, by default, it's set to position on the inside of the layer. You can go with that if you like it. You can have it be on the outside, so then it goes outside of that layer, or you can do it in the center, and then it's just going to center it both inside and outside. That's your choice. I started to play around with like heavier and lighter weights. So you do have that choice as well. And you also could put some transparency on it if you're like, okay, it's doing what I want, but it's a little bit too much. Maybe you put some opacity on it. Right now, you do have blending modes too. So you also could apply a blending mode if you want to do something similar to what I did with the opacity. So just say, okay, so that's that. It's going to have to be moved. But I don't know. I think I kind of like it with a little bit of that transparency. Okay, so next steps, the background. Let's say that I'm basically done, which I'm not, but let's just pretend I'm ready to like kind of wrap this up. So you have a couple choices with your background. You can choose this button down at the bottom of the layer menu, which allows you to apply a solid color. It creates a new fill or adjustment layer. So if you click there, some of the choices are here. I'm going to go ahead and choose the solid color. And so what that does, and the layer is, let's just say, okay, it put that layer up top. I actually want it to be on the very, very bottom. So I got to totally scroll down here and put it below my art. Notice that when I do that, that has adjusted and made changes to anything that had an adjustment layer on it, because now the adjustment layer is not only blending with itself and the layer directly below it, it's blending with the background as well. And I'm not sure I really like that effect, right? So it may not be that I want that whole entire background to be that bright orange. Or maybe I only want to have that bright orange appear in certain areas. If I don't want or no longer want my rectangle to have a blending mode on it, there might be another one in here that works better with now that I have that background that I like better, right? So keep adjusting as you go. See if there's something else in there that you're going to like better, that's going to keep your piece unified while still incorporating the color theme that you're working with. Okay, so that's one choice. The other option is to go to that fill layer. You can do an edit free transform on it. Come on. Why did it say that? It's not though. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble here. Okay, so if it doesn't allow you to edit your color fill because it's filling the entire background, here's another option. New layer. Go ahead and get the rectangle tool. And let's just say that I want to cut this up. Maybe not directly in half, but maybe what I want to do, and I'll just turn this layer off temporarily so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's just say that I only want that orange to be, I don't know, hanging out here in the bottom half. Okay. So this is another way you can kind of break up your work. I would say that, wherever you place it, have it make sense for, the rest of your piece. If it's not supposed to be at the bottom of your composition, maybe it's supposed to be at the top. So test it out, move it around, see what you like, okay? Pick a color that makes sense for your piece. and keeps the unity happening throughout. Okay. All right. Textures and downloading brushes. All right. So we know that we can use Kyle's brushes, which is an Adobe product, and you can get it through your Adobe account. So I'm going to go beyond that, and we're going to go to the Brush Easy website. So I'm going to open up a brand new tab here, and I'm just going to type it in. These are free Photoshop brushes that you should have access to download. Okay. If BSD is blocking you from doing that, try using Safari to go there. Okay. That's a little workaround that not everybody knows about, but now you know. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, they're definitely blocking it. Okay, so I'm here. I'm in background texture. Maybe I'll type in wall texture, but it has to be a brush. So make sure you include brush when you do. Otherwise, you will return. If you want to check mark brushes for the file type, that will also sort it so that you are getting junk. If it says premium, you're going to pay for it. Try to avoid those. And these are different, like, quote, wall textures that got returned my result. Usually the brushes come in with a set. So they come in with like a set of different like rock textures or wall or concrete or whatever it is. Generally, it'll tell you when you click on it how many textures you're going to be getting with that. Our goal is to be able to paint with this texture. So this one comes with 30 brushes here. Seamless texture brushes for your artwork projects, and it tells you a little bit about what you get. Yeah, 30 brushes, high resolution. This is like their licensing agreement, and then you can go here and click. So usually now it's like tries to get you to buy things, and it just gets you to do a whole bunch of things that you don't need to do. So like whatever this is, but really what's happening is you're down about to start over here. So because I had to switch Safari, I think what I'm going to see here in just a minute is that this download to go into my, you can see right here, it's like there's a little progress window. It's going to go into my downloads folder because I don't have Safari settings turned on to ask me where to save files for my download like I did in Chrome. So you are going to have to find the brushes inside of your downloads folder. That's where they're going to be. All right, that's taking forever. Hopefully it doesn't take that long for you. I'm going to go back over to Photoshop. What happened to my wow. I guess it's still going weird. All right, so let's see if I've got a brush already stored up from a while ago. That might work. So I'm going to go to my brush, my brush tool, which is over here on the toolbar. I want to paint on a new layer because in case I don't like it, I'm going to drag it down to the bottom because I really want it to be below everything because I'm just applying a texture to my background. So it's not just like one solid color. In my brush menu, I do have a few brushes that I have downloaded. I've got these summer brushes from Kyle's pack from the Adobe website. And so maybe there's one in here that like maybe is going to do the thing that I want. And so I can take a look at these and see if they're anything like what I want. I kind of think this one could be good. I've got to make it pretty big because really all I'm doing with this texture is I'm just going to kind of like lightly stamp it down in the background to give this just like the impression that there is some texture there. Okay. So I'd probably go in like the brown family since that's sort of the color theme I'm working with. If I want to pull a color directly from my photo, remember I can do that with the eyedropper. And I don't know. I think I want it darker. Okay, I can add that color to my swatches. I can say okay. All right. So if I just go in and I've chosen that color, which I don't know why it didn't save. You should see that it's in your foreground. And if you paint with it, it's going to drop that color down, right? That's pretty intense. It's probably not really what I want, but it's a start, okay? So now what I would do there is I would do a lot of things. I put all that on layer 1. So it's all there, can be removed. Note how it affects your layers out of blending modes. I don't really want to have it be like full fill or full brightness. So it may just be extremely subtle like that. Or maybe I keep it a bit fuller, but I come in and I decide to see what does a blending mode do with that texture. Okay, that's kind of cool. It applied it just to the top half where I had color. I don't know. I kind of like that. I like that where that's going. So you get to decide. All right. So I would add a subtle texture, very subtle texture to the background, not in a way to distract from your portrait. Okay. But you do need a background. I don't want to see anybody with just a straight up plain white background. If you're leaning towards plain white, I'm going to encourage you to go towards like the cream colored family. Warmer than that, like an off white, would be a better choice than straight white. Okay. But yeah, you get to decide. All right.